Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, we meet again on the next chapter of the introduction of macroeconomics. Namely, we try to discuss about open economy, macroeconomics basics. Yeah. Um, Before we start, thing you need to know before you see the rest of these presentations, that we have the national income identity whereby y equal to c plus I plus g plus nx. Y is the national income, C is consumption, I is investment, G is government spending, and NX is the net export. The definition of national saving S equal to the Y minus C minus G. The quantity theory of money in the long run, inflation is the growth rate of the quantity of money minus the growth rate of inflation adjusted minus adjusted GDP. The nominal interest rate is the real interest rate and the difference between them. The real interest rate equal to the nominal interest rate minus inflation. The real interest rate as NT, nominal interest rate minus expected inflation. So this is just the basic requirement before you learn the rest of the presentations. And we try to understand the closed and open economies, export, import, and net exports, trade balance, trade surplus, trade deficits, balance trade, capital outflow, capital inflow, net capital outflows, exchange rates, real exchange rates. Yeah. Okay, a closed economy is an economy that has no economic interactions with other economies. So you are not conducting export and import with other countries. You are self-reliant. An open economy is an economy whose residents have regular economic interactions with residents of other economies. They are cross-border purchases and sales of goods and services. They are cross-border purchases and sales of financial assets such as stocks and bonds. Some degree of migrations may also occur. So in open economy, not only just good cross-border goods trading, but also the financial trading. Household, business, and government entities in open economies trade goods and services with foreigners. So exports, the market value of goods and services that are produced domestically and sold abroad. Yeah. And import, the market value of goods and services that are produced abroad and sold domestically, the way around. And net export equal to exports minus imports. Net export is also called the trade balance. Yeah. Could be positive, negative, or zero. And here is some pictures about the export, import, and net export. Yeah. And here also the pictures of surplus, deficit, and balance trade. So the trade surplus here, net export less more than zero. It means export is greater than imports. Trade deficit, net export less than zero, or export less than imports. Balance trade, net export equal to zero, or exports equal to imports. And we also understand about capital outflows, namely value of foreign asset purchased by domestic residents. Yeah, so you purchase the foreign asset, yeah, it's called capital outflow. Capital inflows, value of domestic asset purchased by foreign residents. So foreign resident purchase our assets is the capital inflows. So net capital outflows actually is the difference between capital outflow minus capital inflows. Yeah, NCO. Yeah, NCO, also called net foreign investment, could be positive, negative, or zero. So in turn, all that net export and net capital outflows must always be equal. You cannot get something for nothing, right? The same is true for countries. A country that cannot buy more goods, services, and assets from other countries than it sells to other countries. This is the basic reason why NX and N be equal. So NX and NCO is the representative of the equal goods and equal assets, equal activities in real and financial sectors. For every country, the value of goods and services purchased from other countries plus the value of assets purchased from other countries equal to the value of goods and services sold to other countries and the value of assets sold. So it means the outflow, net capital outflow equal to the net exports. Yeah. Same things here. Yeah. We have a national income identity here. National income identity is Y equal to C plus I plus G plus NX. Yeah. Okay, the saving here equal with the investment plus net capital outflow. Yeah. So the saving of the country equal with the value of investment they have plus the net capital outflow. The difference between capital outflow and capital inflows. This is the saving. Okay, we go to the exchange rate, nominal and real exchange rates. I think you have already seen before about the currency here. So we recognize about the nominal exchange rate and real exchange rate. The nominal exchange rate is the rate at which a person can trade the currency from one country for the currency of another, such as Indonesian rupiah to US dollars. Yeah, this nominal exchange rate. So in unit of foreign currency per one US dollars, yeah. For example, here 1 US dollar equal to 112 yen, Japanese yen. Appreciations is an increase in the value of a currency is measured by the amount of the foreign currency it can buy. Depreciation is a decrease in the value of a currency. 1 US dollars equal to 10,000 and 1 US dollar equal to 12,000. So from 10,000 to 12,000 means depreciations in Indonesian rupiah or appreciations in the US dollars. I repeat again, from 1 US dollars equal to 10,000 rupiahs and change from 1 US dollars to 12,000 rupiahs. So from 10,000 to 12,000 is depreciation for the for the Indonesian rupiah, but appreciation for the US. Yeah. Why depreciation? Because the Indonesian rupiah decreased the value from 10,000 to 12,000 rupiahs per US dollars. So if the price of US of dollar increase 100 to 120, it is an appreciation of the dollars. If the price of dollar decrease 100 to 80, it is depreciation of the dollars I mentioned before. Yeah. So what is the real exchange rate? So recall the nominal exchange rate is the rate at which a person can trade the currency from one country for the currency of another. But the real exchange rate is the rate at which a person can trade the goods and services at one country for the goods and services of another. So the real interest exchange rate is the exchange good and good. But the nominal exchange rate, the exchange of currency to currency. Then you can see the difference. So the real exchange rate expresses the prices of domestic goods, not in currency unit, but unit in the foreign goods. So the value of yeah, in foreign goods. In the case of German beer is twice as expensive as American beer, the US real exchange rate is 1.5 case of German beers per case of American beer. So if the German beer is twice, so if you value the price of beer of from the US perspective, it is one half compared to the Germans. Yeah. Suppose price of US wheat is 4 per tons. Price of France wheat is 200, 2 euro per tons. Price of dollars is price of a dollar is 3 per dollars. Note that the price of a tons of US wheat is 4 equivalent to 12 because each dollar is worth 3 euro. Okay, so one euro is $3. So if you have 4 US dollars equal to 12 US dollar 12 euros. Yeah. Therefore, 1 ton of US wheat costs the same as 6 ton of French wheat. Therefore, the real rate is 6. Yeah. Let me see another examples. So here, there's examples. The price of US oil is $4. The price of a dollar in euro is 3. So you have here 4 times 3, 12. So how much the real exchange rate from the US perspective? So 12 over 2 is 6. So it means that the price of the wheat in the US, yeah, is $6 is more expensive, yeah, compared to the price of wheat in the France. So, into the examples. This the formula for the reals, the price, yeah, the price here times the price star. Okay, here the formula. Real interest rate is E times P over P star. The real exchange rate depends on the nominal exchange rate and the price of goods in two countries as measured in local currencies. The real exchange rate is a key determinant on how much a country exports and imports. So the formula is nominal exchange rate E times domestic price over foreign price. So P star here refers to the foreign price. It's data, the data. Yeah, okay. Theory effect on real exchange rate on net export. Depreciations in the US real exchange rate means that the US good has become cheaper relative to the foreign goods. So depreciation in the real exchange rate, it means that the US good has become cheaper relative to foreign goods. This encourages consumers both at home and abroad to buy more US goods and fewer goods from other countries. As a result, US export rise and US import falls, therefore US net export increased. So I think it is related with the nominal exchange rate as well. So if the nominal exchange rate depreciate, so it means that The real interest rate also depreciates. Depreciates means that the price of good in domestic is cheaper compared to the foreign goods in the case of depreciations. So it will increase the export and decrease the imports, or will have the positive net exports. Makes sense. Conversely, appreciation in the US real interest exchange rate means the US goods have become more expensive compared to the foreign goods, so the net export falls. So this is the real exchange rate, this is the net exports. So if the real interest exchange rate is depreciate, yeah, decreases, so the net export will be positive, will be higher. Means export is greater than imports and the way around. So if you are as the policy makers, so you have to ensure that your exchange rate is able to promote the export, the net export, by depreciating the exchange rate. The purchasing parity is the simplest theory of exchange rate in the long run. So according to the purchasing power parity theory, unit of a given currency is to buy the same quantity of good in all countries. So purchasing power parity is the same unit of any given currency is to buy the same quantity. If the dollar buys 2 grams of gold in China and 5 grams of gold in Canada, one could buy 5 grams in gold in Canada, sell 2 grams of gold in China and get back the dollar that was spent in Canada and still have 3 grams of gold left over. Well, this buying in Canada and selling in China will eventually make the price of gold the same as two countries. There's no difference. The theory of purchasing power parity is based on the principle called the law of one price. According to the law of one price, a good must sell for the same price in all occasions once the price are all expressed in the same currency. Consequently, unit of any given currency should buy the same quantity of good in all currency. There is no difference in terms of price, the law of one price. If the law of one price were not true, unexploited profit opportunities would exist. Of course, because they have difference in terms of price. If the same gold sold at different prices in different countries, you could make money by simply buying the good where it is cheap and selling it where it is expensive. The process of taking advantage of different in prices, different markets called arbitrage. So arbitrage is the process of taking advantage of different in prices in different markets. Arbitrage. Yeah. So here, price in commodity in US per exchange rate, price commodity in US. So here, the price of commodity in the US times exchange rate, the price of commodity in the Japan equal to 1. So 1 here is the law of one price, the same. So we just say so that under purchasing power parity equal to 1. Yeah. So the purchasing power parity theory says the real exchange rate must be equal to 1. Yeah. So the theory of purchasing power parity says that the real exchange rate, which is the price of domestic good in unit of foreign good, must be equal to 1 in the long run here. The real exchange rate must be equal to 1 in all locations in all countries. The net export curve becomes horizontal and the long run real exchange rate here under the theory of purchasing power parity here. So we have seen here equal to 1. This implies that the price of the foreign and the price of domestic equal this 1, the same one. Therefore, when the price increase, we have less exchange rate here. That is, when prices rise in a country, this currency will be worth less in terms of other currency. So the price here must be kept equal. Otherwise, the currency will be changing over time. Here, I assume you're aware of the quantity theory of money. It says that in the long run, if the quantity of money is economic increases faster than the output produced, then the prices will rise. That is, when the central bank of country print large quantity of money, the country's money loses value in the sense that it buys fewer goods and services. Yeah, that's right. So the more money printed by central bank, the less good and services that can you buy. Moreover, as we saw in the previous slide, the country's money also loses value in the sense that it buys smaller amount of other currencies. Yeah, so if in the midst of inflations, you cannot buy more in other currencies, yeah, you will be get less in the midst of inflations, for example. So here is the graphs, pictures, uh, and the limitation here. We have to look at the real world very well. Yeah, you can open here, yeah, the hamburger standards. So that's all I think for these parts. Hopefully you can get some idea and insights. Thank you very much for your kind attentions. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.